Hello and welcome to Hot News Around the World, your trusted global news roundup from a Nigerian perspective. Tonight, the Middle East is once again at the center of global tensions, Europe is battling deadly climate disasters, Japan has been rocked by a powerful earthquake, Africa is facing a fast-growing Ebola crisis, and technology is becoming a new battlefield between the world's biggest powers. Most importantly, we'll explain why these stories matter to you here in Nigeria. Let's get straight into it. The biggest international story today comes from the Middle East. U.S. President Donald Trump says a breakthrough agreement has been reached that could eventually see Hamas disarm under a phased peace arrangement for Gaza. However, many key questions remain unanswered, and Israel has not yet fully endorsed the proposal. AP News +1. At the same time, fighting across the region continues. The United States and Saudi Arabia have intensified military operations against Iranian-backed groups, while reports say drones attacked oil tankers near Egypt's Damietta port, close to the strategic Suez Canal, adding fresh fears over global energy supplies. Oil prices are now climbing toward $90 per barrel amid concerns over disruptions to shipping routes. Nigeria is an oil-producing nation. Higher crude oil prices could increase government revenue and foreign exchange earnings. But there's another side. Higher global oil prices often translate into higher fuel prices, increased transport costs, more expensive imports, and additional inflation for Nigerian households. If tensions continue to rise, Nigerians could once again feel the impact at filling stations and in food markets. Oil tankers moving through the Suez Canal. Military aircraft and naval patrol footage. Fuel stations and crude oil facilities in Nigeria. Europe is battling two major crises. First, devastating wildfires continue across Spain and southern France. Scientists say climate change has made these extreme fires around 20 times more likely in parts of Spain. Tens of thousands of residents have already been evacuated as firefighters struggle to contain rapidly spreading flames. Meanwhile, Spain is also dealing with renewed migration pressure. Authorities say around 50,000 migrants have crossed from Morocco into the Spanish enclave of Ceuta, with at least 19 deaths reported during the dangerous journeys. Why this matters to Nigeria? Climate change doesn't respect borders. Nigeria is already experiencing flooding in some states and desert expansion in others. Europe's weather extremes remind us that climate risks are becoming more severe worldwide. The migration crisis also highlights the growing pressures pushing many Africans to risk dangerous journeys in search of better opportunities. Wildfires sweeping forests in Spain. Firefighters battling massive flames. Coast Guard rescue operations near Ceuta. Asia has experienced a day packed with major developments. A powerful magnitude 7.1 earthquake struck Japan's Kyushu region. Authorities confirm at least 18 people have died, while several automobile and semiconductor factories have temporarily suspended operations. Those factory closures could affect global supplies of cars and computer chips. Elsewhere, the United States has announced restrictions on certain Chinese-made robots over national security concerns. Russian authorities have filed new criminal charges against Telegram founder Pavel Durov. SpaceX has secured a Pentagon contract worth approximately $1.6 billion. Meanwhile, China's manufacturing PMI has fallen to 49.2, signaling contraction in factory activity and raising concerns about slowing economic growth. Why this matters to Nigeria? Nigeria imports many electronic products, industrial equipment and vehicles linked to Asian supply chains. Any disruption in Japanese semiconductor production could eventually affect prices and product availability. A weaker Chinese economy could reduce demand for commodities worldwide, while technology tensions between China and the United States may reshape global trade. Earthquake rescue operations in Japan. Semiconductor manufacturing plants. Factory production lines in China. Now to Africa. Health authorities say the Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo has now claimed more than 1,500 lives, making it one of the fastest-growing Ebola outbreaks on record. In Mali, Russia's Africa Corps has been accused of killing civilians during military operations. Meanwhile, the United Nations is warning that Sudan faces an increasing risk of mass atrocities as fighting continues between rival armed groups. Why this matters to Nigeria? Nigeria has successfully contained Ebola before. But increased travel across African borders means health surveillance remains extremely important. Events in Mali and Sudan also affect regional security, humanitarian aid, migration, and economic stability across the continent. Instability anywhere in Africa can have consequences for neighboring countries, including Nigeria. Health workers wearing protective equipment. Ebola treatment centers. Humanitarian aid operations in Sudan. In Australia, officials admit that the country's social media ban for children under 16 is proving difficult to enforce, with many young users finding ways around the restrictions. And in entertainment news, Irish singer-songwriter Glenn Hansard has reportedly died, prompting tributes from fans and fellow musicians around the world. Looking across today's headlines, three major trends stand out. Number 1, the world is becoming more unstable geopolitically. From the Middle East to Eastern Europe and Asia, military tensions continue to reshape global markets. Number 2, climate change is no longer a future problem. The devastating fires in Europe demonstrate that extreme weather is becoming more frequent and more destructive. Number 3, technology is now a strategic weapon. Whether it's artificial intelligence, semiconductor production, social media regulation or robotics, countries increasingly see technology as a matter of national security. These are trends Nigeria cannot afford to ignore. And that's your global roundup for today. If you found this report useful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our daily international news updates. Share this video with someone who wants to stay informed about what's happening around the world. And before you go, comment which story scared you most. I'm your host, wishing you a safe and productive day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next edition.